Hello, hello, hello. All right. I decided to come back. I guess this computer just sucks. If I try to watch any YouTube videos or anything that any kind of video, it's going to lag the stream. And I can have Discord open, but it's less risky, I guess you could say. Discord will not be as much of an issue. I mean, if it's closed. So, speaking of which, let me open Discord real quick. It will run. I'm just not going to join any of the stream channels on Discord. It's going to be a continuation of good old boring TDD. I never really took the time to TDD the way I should have. One of my first jobs in the tech space was Ruby on Rails TDD. Actually, I didn't even get to develop. My first job at Disney Techstars was to write tests, and I hated it. I wasn't qualified at the time. It was overwhelming. I was very stressed. I didn't like it. It was such a painful experience that I kind of just said, okay, I'll do minimal testing, maybe for some of the big stuff, but really I'm just going to build. And that is how and why I built so many products very quickly and released them in the market in a very short amount of time, including BitNations. Coinbot was another app that scaled to 1 million users that I built in maybe a weekend. So that's sort of my MO, is rapid prototyping to prove product market fit and then start a business from there. But then comes the time when the business is proven and you have to actually make it work right. And we are at that point in the BitNations history. Cool. So, hello, Queen Jade. Hey, everybody. Guess who's here? Queen Jade. Look at how excited everybody is for you to be here. So, the next series of streams, as I said in the last 10 minutes ago, are going to be relatively boring because we're pretty much exclusively focused on rewriting the API using TDD. I'm going to move this guy over here. Oh, that's the wrong window. I want to keep that guy here. And I want to move. Oh, okay. That's where that went. It's just disappearing. I think I remember you because I remember Jade. I know you've gone through a couple of name changes, so it's hard for me to keep track of some of the names, but I'm pretty sure I remember who you are. You could always DM me on Discord too. That also helps. But there's also multiple players with the name Jade. Jayde. I swear we have 2 people with that same nickname. So unless you have 2 accounts, maybe. I get very confused by that. But I think I know which Jade you are. Okay, so a moment ago we left off successfully testing our new serialized trade model, and we've done our index in our show. So I think I was that person who was mod for a while and did penetration testing. That's right. That's who I thought you were. Perfect. That is exactly. It's good to see you again. Good to see you back. How's it going? How's your programming going? Because I know you were writing a really cool real-time nation simulation game in JavaScript that you showed me. It was quite impressive. How's it going? How's the project going? Let me know. Okay. So I think one thing I'm doing is porting over all the old game logic to the new game API. But before I get into any of the game logic, because some of that has to be refactored, I'm kind of just trying to cover the basics here. The basics being, you know, some of the models and controllers that have simple index and show views, serializing those and writing the tests for them. This would basically give us a kind of a view-only version of the BitNations game that we could, in theory, launch right away. I haven't been doing much programming recently, but I did publish a math article. Okay, well, you're going to have to share that. We need to check that out. Are you kidding? That's dope. That's awesome. Getting her PhD already. So, just looking at the app, what are some other index and show views? We have nations, of course, when we go to the Bitverse, nations. Oh, alliances. Perfect. Let's do alliances next. We have nations and trade complete. Alliances, and then I guess conflicts are next. Oh, wow. Look at all the deaths and destruction. Okay. So alliances will be next. You should probably sleep soon. Oh, is it late where you are? Well, at some point, if you don't want to share it publicly, you could DM me the math article if you want me to see it, if you don't mind. That's pretty cool. So we're gonna open up the alliances controller, and we're gonna open up the alliance model. We're probably gonna do some refactoring at some point. But firstly of all, let's do exactly what we did with trade and nation and serialize our alliances. All right, I'm gonna X out of these guys here. And I guess I have to open up this. We have user, nation, trade. Okay, alliance. We want the alliance index and we want the alliance show. These are the two endpoints we're going to. Why can't we open both of them? Why does it do that? The UI. I get so tired of bad UI. So you would think double clicking this would unitalicize this and make it a permanent tab so that I can then double click this to open a new tab, but no. Nope. Not in this universe. Maybe I have to double click the thing on the inside. Also no. Welcome to bad user experience design. Today it's brought to you by Postman. Even if I open a new request and try to click into that one. Why does it just refuse to open two tabs? Why do I have to only have one? Oh my god, that's such a bad UX. It is so annoying. Why? Open in tab. Oh, okay. Sorry, let me open this in tab. Now let me open this in tab. There we go. So you have to hit this 3 buttons and then... Good job, Postman. Wow, I wonder where they got their design degree. Okay, anyway, I'm mean. I shouldn't be so mean, but it's annoying. We have the alliances index. Okay, do we have tests written for our alliances yet? Let's go down to our spec here and go to requests. And we do have an alliance spec. Cool. Didn't you renovate a bus to work on BitNations or something? Yeah, I did. I did renovate a bus. I worked construction for a little bit as well. I took a break from programming and now I'm back. The bus is still under construction. I really wanted to travel and work in the bus at the same time, but the bus is definitely a bigger project than I could do in one summer. So it's going to take a little more time, but the bus is awesome. The bus is going to be so cool once it's done. And I can't wait to travel and work in it full time. But for now, we are just working full time on BitNations. RSpec, requests, API, alliances. So our test for alliances currently has 3 examples, and they all pass. When the alliances endpoint is hit, we should expect to see a list of alliances and a status code of 200. And when we look at a specific alliance, we should expect to see these attributes. Cool. And if we want to visualize that, we can go ahead and boom. That's what we want to see. Perfect. So now we're going to break things. Rails G serialize. Is it serialize or serializer? Alliance? I think it's serializer. Oh, serializer? Yes, I did. I spelled it wrong. Okay, let's try that again. Serializer. There we go. We've generated the alliance serializer. And we're just going to start off with basically the attributes we want, which is name, slug, tag, color, members, GDP, and military. Now let's look at our alliance model real quick here. We have this sheet to show details method. And of course, we don't want this anymore. This is what we're refactoring by doing the serializer. So we're going to remove that method. And that means in our controller, we actually don't need to do this .select anymore because we're serializing. And we don't need to call this show details method. And instead, we can just show the alliance. But much like in our trades controller, we are also going to add this serializer line here, but for the alliance serializer. Now, first things first, oh look, is that, by the way, Jade, is that you who just joined Discord with a new name? No, I'm just kidding. Set Theory Goddess. So now at this point, we should be able to run our alliances spec. And I do expect a failure because I think Oh, excuse me. Members nation count. Undefined method members for that. Yeah. I think the issue is just simply that some of the alliances, looks like certain alliances, are not calculating a nation count. Well, nation count is set to 0. That's right. Little naming convention difference. Nation count. There we go. That took me a second to understand. But we should still expect, I think, a failure. Undefined method military. So that's going to be... Oh, interesting. We need to refer to our schema and look at alliances in here. We have something called name, tag, color, flag, nation ID, nation count, soldiers. So that's the terminology we are using. This, so not military, soldiers. Okay, we're going to run our test again. Awesome, we're getting somewhere. This is the failure I first expected. Because we have that naming differentiation, as you can see, We expected color GDP members, military name, slugs tag, but we got nation count and soldiers. So we just have to update this. Back in our alliance spec, our expectation has a slight change in string names. And so therefore, this should all pass now. It does. And of course, like I always do, I run all the tests to make sure that nothing else, none of the code that we changed impacted any code anywhere else in the code base. Excellent. So we're going to commit this. Git commit -m for message. Generate a serializer for alliance. Pass test index and show requests. Leo. Another test done. This is all very basic stuff, basic level stuff. Of course, I'm actually going to test it here as well. Very cool. And index should return a bunch of alliances. It does. Interesting. Alrighty then. The next thing that we were looking at on the actual BitNations app, publicly available stream. Menu, Bitverse. So we've got nations done, we got alliances done, and we got trade done. So let's look at conflicts. Oops. Actually, you know what? Let's not look at conflicts. Well, the thing is, we're doing a major refactor for the war stuff. So I'd rather actually not even touch that quite yet. Okay, while we're here, let's just see if we can refactor this. Use a constant for the color array, of course. Group the validate presence of calls together, of course. Don't repeat yourself by extracting common validation points. Yeah, and that's something I've struggled with. Let's look at the difference here. This almost looks identical. We'll leave the comments in there. Associations, validations, and constants. Actually, I'm curious. Did I actually... Uh-oh, the computer's starting to lag. I don't think I never actually did the refactor on this. Cool, I'm gonna refactor the other one too. Yeah, see, I like that we did the constants like that. Makes it a little easier to read and keep track of. I'm gonna quit out of here. Keep that open for now. Oh god, there's something called... I'm sure the stream is lagging now. No, I don't like that camera. Now, I want to follow the same patterns I always follow. Oh my god, my computer's running so slow. So the solution is to do this? I don't know. Okay, cool. It puts it in the same order. So constants, validations, and then associations. I think that's kind of how I had it as well, actually. All right. So I need to keep this giant array. But the rest of this is going to do what I need to do. And this giant ugly array is going to go... Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. What do I... Here. So we're going to have a giant ugly array here. Hoping that we're all going to be okay. Trying to make that like a little more readable. Cool, and then trade as well. Those are the only 3 models we're working with right now. Yeah. Yes. Yes, sir. Sure, the stream is struggling. Amount range, default scope. Yeah, I like how that's done. Cool. And whoa, can you you want to install the update right this second? Oh, don't do it right now. So I imagine it. I'm going to restart the server. R spec. Let's see how slow this test is going to go. There's nothing else I can do to speed up my computer. I'm at 25% CPU usage. Or maybe that's just what this is using. That might not even be the actual thing. Wow. OBS is using 248%. That doesn't make sense. 48%. Oh. As long as all of our tests pass, I will be happy. Nice. You always want to run those tests after a refactor, even though it's like all of it looks great and everything. And by refactor, this is really just like it's kind of a refactor, but it was just making it, using some constants, making it a little more readable. Sweet. So we did a successful commit there. Not that that means anything. Yes, sir. We did a successful commit. Commit successful. One other thing I want to do. Kind of being a little bit of a perfectionist here, which is great. Rather than being hyped up on caffeine and rushing to get stuff done, I'm lagging on my own local. I think I can only stream like an hour at a time. Let me cut my camera for a sec. And I'm back. Well, apparently, allegedly, my stream is excellent quality, according to Restream. I don't know if I believe it. All right, we did a lot now, just now. We actually got quite a lot done, so I'm very happy about that. I'm gonna take a little break, let my computer catch up from being a sleepy, slow computer. So everybody, I will see you next time, probably tomorrow. I'm probably gonna not stream tonight, but tomorrow I probably will. And the next day and pretty much every day after that. A lot of streaming, basically every day until this API is done. I plan to stream, so might take a, yeah, no, every day. Anyways, see you guys.